This is the Final Word Daily, coming to you from Mumbai, the gateway to India. Geoff Lemon, Bharat Sundaresan. Before we get on to important historical landmarks, there's an important historical occasion, which is that your book launch in Mumbai, in your hometown, is happening tomorrow at the time that this video goes up. So that is Saturday. It is at Crossword Bookshop. There are several of them in Mumbai. This is the main one near the big flyover.
One.
Yeah, the original and the best. It's at 7 p.m. It's open to anybody. So a lot of people have been asking us for the details. We now have them. People can come and celebrate Bharat Sundaresan and the Miracle Makers. A little homecoming for you with a little trophy that you've brought back.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for that, Jeffrey. Yeah, it's in Kemp's Corner. If you guys are wondering, if you're from Mumbai, you know where Kemp's Corner is. Right under the flyover, the original Crossroad. We used to go there as kids or when I was still in school, and it used to be a huge deal. I never ever thought there would be a book launch or I'd launch a book in that shop 20 years later. So yeah, feels good to be back in Mumbai. Gateway of India, of course, is the symbol of Mumbai, even though Geoff is staying at a place which should be the symbol of Mumbai, which is my hometown of Ghatkopar, the Republic of Ghatkopar. My mother and I are hosting Jeffrey, and been pretty comfortable for you so far?
Yeah, everything's been excellent so far. It's tropical here. There's lots of trees around, and there's about 193% less honking than Delhi. This is, personally, for me, this is the most important thing. This is the crux of wherever we go in India. They're gentle on the horn here, only when required.
Hey, Mumbai people are so much more polite than people from Delhi. I'm going to be burned for that, but it is true. I will always stand by that. And you can see that through the honking as well. And I kept telling Jeffrey, even when we were in Delhi, that look, my house is not the biggest, the house will be small, it's old, but there will be peace. You won't hear anything from the street, and he hasn't. I mean, of course, you hear the random hawkers who walk around my building, but apart from them, it's wonderful. And look, you slept like a baby last night.
So tell me about the gateway. What's the deal? Lots of people coming down to see this. They're all taking pictures with it. Give me the potted history version.
Oh, it was pretty straightforward. It was supposed to be the gateway of India, gateway to India for the British. Of course, the East India Company came, and the British had sort of taken over India. But King George had never visited India. So to welcome him, they basically built this structure. And it's just beyond that is where the ship must have come back in the day. I think the dates are put up there, 1800 and whatever. And then, King George came through there and was like, wow, this is my new kingdom.
No, we're busy.
Sorry. And it's just people of Bombay, very curious. They welcomed him in, and like, this was his new kingdom, right? This was the new empire. But as it would turn out, many years later, in 1947, this is where the British left from, Lord Mountbatten and co. after India had won its independence. So there's a poetic justice, or there is a poetic end to the story.
Yeah, okay. So it was the gateway in, now it's the gateway out.
The gateway out.
I see. All right. Well, let's get on to a little bit of cricket stuff. We've had the news today that Pat Cummins won't be back for the third test. There's illness in his family, wishing the best to him and his family. That makes it very unlikely he'd come back for the fourth test either.
Yeah.
There's only a 3-day turnaround, and it seems like there's relatively little point if he's got these issues going on at home. Steve Smith will captain. They haven't changed the squad otherwise much, aside from just sending home Hazelwood, who's injured, and Ashton Agar, who's surplus to requirements, with Mitchell Swepson coming back. But basically just the injured players in the squad have recovered, which means that they don't need to bring new players in because they actually have their original choice players available. Stark will play, you would assume, and Cameron Green has recovered. He'll bat 6. Give them the second bowling option, mean they can pick the same 3 spinners, and hope that they can use the track at Indore.
Pretty much. I mean, I'm hearing that there could be less for the spinners on this indoor pitch than what we've seen so far in Nagpur. And let's face it, I mean, Delhi, some balls turned a lot, but it wasn't the kind of pitch where you should be bowled out for 113 like Australia were. But I do see Australia sticking to their 3 spinners, and that was the plan all along, right? If Cam Green can play, it gives us the option of 3 spinners. I mean, obviously they would have preferred having Pat Cummins here, but like you said, our thoughts and prayers for Pat and his family. It brings in Mitchell Stark. We heard from Andrew McDonald the other day that Stark was available for selection in Delhi, but they took the gamble of playing 3 spinners. Now with Cummins gone, Stark comes right back in. So it's a pretty straightforward selection. Warner gone back home, Travis Head continues to open, and you'd assume that Renshaw's the one who will miss out. And it's interesting, the squad as well, right? So they had the reserves right here. It's just that the Australian selectors and team management expected some of these players to get fitter earlier, just that they didn't. But they have them ready, and look, the series might be over in terms of Australia trying to win it, but they can still level it.
And Ashton Agar, a little chastening for him, just not bowling well enough to be considered for selection. He gave a really good interview at Perth Airport when he got home and said that there was no bitterness about any of it. He accepted the reasoning, and he was glad to see his rival spinners were also his teammates, he said. So Todd Murphy and Matt Kuhneman, he volunteered that he was genuinely happy to see them succeed. That's what he wanted. You know, he wants whoever is playing for that team to succeed. A bit rough that he has to turn around and come back in a couple of weeks in the one-day squad, which has also been announced. They will play here in Mumbai, and those white ball players, the names you expect to see coming into it. So Sean Abbott will be there, Josh Inglis will be there, Glenn Maxwell back from the broken leg, Adam Zampa, Marcus Stoinis, Jai Richardson, those Mitchell Marsh, those kind of white ball specialists coming through. Hazelwood won't have recovered to be considered for that. Cummins isn't in the one-day squad either, is he, at this point?
He was anyway planning to take a break, so I think even before we heard about the health situation in his family.
So will Smith captain the one-day team as well?
He is the vice captain, isn't he? So so we'll see Steve Smith captaining, I think, the remainder of the tour. On Ashton Agar, I must say that, I mean, one thing we've learned about Ashton Agar in the last few years is he's very honest, even in his press conferences. He's someone you want to listen to. He doesn't hold back, and he spoke about how the selectors, Tony Dodemaide, who was on tour, was very honest in his appraisal of where Ashton Agar stood as a red ball bowler. He doesn't know where his future is in this long format, but he's still one of Australia's first choice picks when it comes to white ball cricket, and I'm sure he'll have an impact on this series, and it's an important one-day series as well. Don't forget, Australia play 3 ODIs now. They come back and play 3 ODIs because it's Australia and India and England. That's what they do before the actual 50-over World Cup. So these are all crucial games, and no surprises that it's a full-strength ODI squad.
One last important thing: while you were rummaging around in the cabinet at your home, you unearthed a very important possession. This is a historic moment. You've got your green sunglasses back.
Yes.
And these are the sunglasses that many years ago earned you the nickname Frog.
Frog. I can't believe they're still intact. The sunglasses that I brought along, I broke them in Delhi. They were old as well. So I was walking around without any sunglasses, and I opened, firstly, credit to my mother, that she's kept all my things intact in my little shelf there, her memories of me, I guess. But clearly she doesn't check them because there was a lot of dust and she hasn't checked any of them for a while. But I opened it and I found my Frog glasses. I first got them in 2011 as a birthday gift, and I was really proud of them. They're colorful, they're green, and I go to the Caribbean, and Marlon Samuels, who I from that point on got to get pretty close to, started referring to me as a Frog, and that's how our relationship was formed. And Marlon Samuels' original nickname before he became the icon was Tuta. So like it was Tuta, Frog. That's how our friendship started, and it feels good that it still fits well on my face. It's still intact. I can see through them, so I can see what I'm seeing, and I can see you. I can see the gateway of India. An avatar that I thought had retired is back. I'm back being the Frog.
There we are. You can hop up on a lily pad. You can lay many thousands of eggs in a pond. All of the things. You can catch insects with your tongue. The many benefits of being a frog. This has been the Final Word Daily. It's brought to you by Visit Melbourne. That's a campaign to suggest that you visit Melbourne, the city that I'm from. VisitMelbourne.com is the website where you can find out all about my hometown while I'm visiting the hometown of as many people as live in my country. 25 million people who live in Mumbai, the same number who live in Australia. So we're all crammed in here. We're going to get sweaty, get personal, and find out a lot about a lot of other people as we move around the streets. So we'll be on the channel pretty much every day up until the start of the 3rd Test match, and then we'll be on the channel every day through the Test match. This is how it works. It's the Final Word Daily. Geoff Lemon, Bharat, Sundaresan. We'll see you soon.
Personal space.
Thank you, Auntie.